Hey everybody, welcome back to East Origin, where this time around it's going to be the finale. So last episode, Hugo gave us the Goddess Ring. The Claria Ring is Strength +3, Defense -3. The Goddess Ring, on the other hand, a mysterious ring worn by Rhea. Stores divine protection. Strength +5, Defense +5. Yeah, it says Strength down, but yeah, it's an improvement either way. It's basically saying it would be a not improvement if you were to take it off, which is a little weird on the stat screen, but yes. We now have perfect stats for the finale. Well, as much as we possibly get without grinding a lot, which I'm not going to do. I think I'm okay at this point. So we're just going to head up the long, winding way. Honestly, you could probably make this go a little quicker if I just did this a couple times. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal if I just did that a couple times and get right through the door. There we go. And we are finally at the summit, where I do know, like, one of my captures got really, really great and messed up on this just due to the fact that everything's all there on, like, when I was doing Hugo and Unica's. Like, I don't know if you can even see anything with all that going on. Unfortunately, I still don't have enough to get anything, and I'm not going to do the grind for it. So, yeah, we're just going to head straight up north to the summit. There goes the bit rate. Rhea! Are you alright? Please, say something! The ritual is going well, don't you think? Maybe the gods won't see it. She'll be sleeping through the whole thing, I surmise. You bastard! Why have you even come? You don't stand a chance against me. Since you host a fragment of demonic essence yourself, you must know what you're up against, right? The power that fills the air all around the summit is transforming me. Soon I'll surpass divinity itself. I'll become a perfect being. I know all about your intentions, but you haven't won just yet. Until Solomon's Shrine's back on the surface and Black Pearl's powers unleashed, you're still nothing more than a cocky sorcerer. I'm impressed. You know more than I anticipated. I suppose I underestimated you. I initially thought your goal was to merely steal the demonic essence away from me. Imagine my surprise when I learned your true objective. Destroying the Black Pearl, is it? Clearly the illusions of a madman. Maybe I am mad, but what other option is there? Eliminate the Black Pearl and you eliminate the essence that hold within. Which is essentially suicide for me. But it doesn't matter. I've come this far. I can't back down now. I don't make a very good demon. I'm certainly not much of a human anymore. I'll do whatever it takes to obliterate the likes of you. Ugh. You're wasting your time. And I suppose I'm wasting my breath. You haven't gotten it through your head yet. This struggle is futile. You never will. I'm not about to give up without trying every trick in the book. And even when I'm done, everything the fates will allow, I can always turn my claws upon the fates if I have to. Your strength of will is a good match for your foolish obstinacy. Honestly, I'm impressed you've been able to maintain enough sense to hold such values, considering the monster you've become. But in the end, your struggles will value nothing in the face of overwhelming power. Ugh. Ugh. Such is the divide between those who have power and those who do not. One cannot change the world through force of will alone. No, you're wrong. Rhea! Oh, it seems our goddesses possess a strong will of her own. But what, pray tell, could a caged bird possibly hope to accomplish by defying me? Toll, remember, you've already overcome so much. Sometimes being careless is the same as being carefree, endearing. It's been a pillar of support for us all. Even relying on the demonic energy within you, you never let it consume you. You made it your own. Now, there's a chance. The ring. Toll retrieved the goddess ring from his pack. No, it can't be! That ring contains a small measure of my power. Please, release it. Understood. Ah! Did I do it? Dull. How irritating. Very well then. If you're that desperate to die, I'll be happy to help the cause. Black Pearl has regained most of its power. Perhaps it's time I harness the gifts I've been given. Damn, you two! My demonic form is worlds apart from yours. It is like two in that a god. The demonic essence makes me the ideal fusion of man's intellect and the demon's raw power. Behold my glorious visage. Power before my perfect form. Dallas, the deranged. Get ready for a very long boss battle here. So we're just going to go up in his face and do a ton of damage as much as possible. Make sure we get right up in there and just keep at it. Just keep going, dodge all his different attacks. He has a bunch of different laser attacks that honestly don't really do too much damage to us. But he is not going to be the big problem here. Let me just whittle him down a little bit further. Dodge that. Get that going. Now we have the second form. So I'm going to avoid all of that, and I'm going to get in there with the first big attack I got to do, like this. Just get this whittled down so I can start doing some damage. I got to get my MP back. Let me just kind of let that go. I have that charged up. Get in there. Got to take it down little by little so I can do as much damage as possible while he's kind of not really doing too much of anything to me. And then he's going to swap over to the next one, which is fire. So let's just get in there and do as much damage as I possibly can. Thankfully, this one is not as hard to, do damage with, so we're just gonna get in there, do a bit more damage, get the power going for that, just do a ton of damage like that, and now we have this one to deal with. Honestly, this is the easiest one in Whittle Down. We just do that, and just knock it right out. And now we have the final form, which we gotta get rid of the things on the sides in order to do damage to him. So we're just gonna get in there, do a ton of damage, just one of them down. Let's get in this one as well. Whittle that down, and now we're just gonna go in there and do a ton of damage, get in there, and then do a big blast, which does a little bit of damage, but it's a little wonky on the hitbox, sadly. As you can tell, this fight is pretty much the exact same. You do not want to get sucked in that. We're gonna try to avoid that. Or that, because the little small one will inflict the slow, and then the big one will inflict the... I got caught in that? Okay, well, we're gonna see me take a little bit of damage here. Yes, this fight is pretty much identical to the... Wow, that's doing nothing. The Unica and the Hugo versions of it, so I'm not really too worried in explaining what's going on here. It's just a bunch of dodge this, do damage here, do damage here. It is the same fight. There's nothing really too different here. I'm already on the third phase. I'm barely taking any damage. It's pretty simple, all things considered. So we're almost done here. I just need to avoid that first attack. That's doing like literally no damage to me. That's kind of surprising. And there we go. Finished. No. How could I have lost? An experience. I've grown used to the demon within me. I know its limits, and I respect them. You, on the other hand, took on more power than you could handle, and it overwhelmed you. I merely used that to my advantage. I suppose there's some merit to your pathetic resistance after all. But I would never allow vermin like you to stand in the way of my grand ambitions. What? Are you trying to destabilize the Black Pearl altogether? No, you mustn't. Its power will destroy you too. Oh, I know that all too well. But its power cannot be mine, then it shall be no one's. It will be destroyed by my hand. The Darklings will be second to none, with absolute control or will foster absolute anarchy. I'm afraid that doesn't work for me. When a puppet cuts its strings, all that happens is it falls down. What? It can't be. It's good to see you again, Lady Rhea. I must confess, when you and Lady Fina disappeared without notifying me, I became rather anxious. Does something trouble you? Becoming of a goddess to stare with mouth agape like that. Your silence is unnecessary. I've ever been your faithful servant after all. If my actions displease you, you may feel free to speak ill of me. Wait just a moment! Father, why are you here? Why would you pick now of all times to make your entrance? Don't tell me. So, it was you then. I had my suspicions. I always refused to believe it. Now I guess I no longer have that option. I suppose you don't. It was I who told these outsiders of the demonic essence. The Solomon's Shrine was raised to the sky, confirming my suspicions regarding the Black Pearl's true potential, which in turn led me to discover the existence of the perfect form it can bestow upon whoever controls it. Ever since then, things have simply fallen into place one after another, exactly as I envisioned, all according to plan. But to have harbored the slightest suspicion towards me is quite impressive. You're sharp as ever, Lady Rhea. And I assume you also deduced my ultimate goal in all this then? I have. And I cannot allow it to happen. Well, that is a pity. Where are my manners? Here I am rambling on while there's a wounded animal in my presence, bleeding all over my tower. Ain't facts. You made a good effort, Dallas. But in the end, you Darklings are far too inexperienced for your efforts to have any true merit. Therefore, I shall relieve you of your duties as custodian of the essence. You bastard! You served me well as my pawn, acting where I could not. And I am not an ungrateful man, so when I become one with the essence, you shall be granted life anew as my loyal slave. I trust you will look forward to the day of your glorious rebirth. I'm fading. My body's dissolving. Someone help me. The demonic essence. Not quite complete yet, it would seem. Still, I suppose he did his best considering his obvious inadequacies. And with that, don't you dare move another muscle, Father! I'm not letting you anywhere near that thing! You're still here? As I recall, you ran out of life a long time ago, so what business have you interfering with it now? You think you're scaring me? Go back down. You never follow through with anything. You're even half-assed as a demon. Why do you suppose you wound up with the Darklings in the first place? Certainly not because they saw any potential in you. You can't mean I was only the survivor of that battle because I gave them very explicit instructions to leave you alive, yes. I wanted to see just how much potential the demonic influence can unlock in one of our lineage. I might say you were my test subject. I had Dallas do the same to Hugo, just to confirm the results. Imagine my surprise when he lost the battle to the likes of you. I'm so ashamed. Both my sons are such wretched failures. You son of a bitch! Toll! How? Didn't even move. You didn't even blink. And yet you still hope to defy me? A simple bolt of lightning is simple enough to conjure from mere thought, if you're actually skilled, that is. Alright then, no holding back. Damn, House Fact shields magic. I should have known. Yes, you should have. And you also should know that this barrier is made of sterner stuff than that full of Dallases. Even with the goddess ring, you have no chance of breaking through. Nothing in the world exists that can penetrate it. Damn. Now then, I believe it's time to claim the essence for myself. Rhea! This feels magnificent. Once the ritual is complete, all that remains is to destroy Solomon's shrine. Then the Black Pearl's power will be released, transforming the demonic essence within me into pure perfection. I would not let that happen! Damn it, not even that? You truly are hopeless. I told you there's nothing you can do to stop me. You're just wasting your time. Toll. It's no use. These claws will never be able to break through that barrier. What the hell am I supposed to do? Thank goodness I'm not too late. Fina. Well, if it isn't Lady Fina, you're looking well. I'm afraid you're mistaken in your assessment, however. You are indeed too late. No, I'm not. I believe this is yours, Toll. What? Receive the silver sword. It can't be! My sword! I thought it was broken! Not anymore, thanks to the running skills of House Gemma. This blade is imbued with the strength of everyone from East, myself included. And since Claria serves to amplify magical power, it should be able to break through even the toughest of barriers. I really owe you one. Impudent wench! Don't do this, Toll! Why can't you understand? Why can't you feel it too? The quenchless thirst for power is in the Fact family's blood. Hell's even essential to the human condition. The gods that are only holding us back from realizing our true potential. We deserve better! We must be freed from this yoke. Mankind must not allow itself to be suppressed. No, I've been pushing my way through life with brute force for far too long. And in doing so, I lost sight of something. What we need isn't power for power's sake. We need to join our individual strengths in pursuit of a well-planned and mutually beneficial future. So yes, Father, I suppose power is what I seek, but the difference between you and I is, I seek it as a means to an end. The power to help those who believed in me, and to bring a better future to East. Ah! You pathetic fool. Very well, this is the path you choose, then so be it. I'll show you just how wrong you are. What? No, he can't be! Toll, watch out! He intends to fuse himself with the Black Pearl. Precisely. I simply use the demonic essence when I can become it. I'll be the ultimate demon, God in every sense of the word. Which is the supreme being we Facts have always dreamed we could be. My humanity is nothing by comparison. So look well, for you bear witness to the birth of omnipotence itself! Darm, that which transcends all, the final boss of East Origin. Depending on what difficulty you're playing on, you might not even see half these attacks. You might see a couple projectiles here and there. Our basic main goal is to whittle down a bunch of the red HP bars that you see. So you see like orange or red up here. It's more reddish. Keep attacking that, do as much damage as possible. He has many forms and many different attacks. What he could do, aside from just following projectiles, he might actually swipe his hands at you. He might also charge you, but once you get him down to like specific points, like every single time he comes back, he'll arrange the area. If you have burst, use it when you're falling down so you won't take any damage. You'll just negate the attack. Otherwise, he can kind of just shoot the ground at you. Like, you would just sit there and just shoot. He might make giant spell casting circle like this here and just kind of shoot shockwaves at you. You pretty much want to whittle it down and not get hit by any of the stuff that shows up during this part. Just whittle it down as much as possible, get it so where you don't get hit, and then go in there and attack what you can. You'll be able to tell when you're on the next forms because once you whittle down his HP just enough, you'll notice that his glow on him changes different colors, which we're going to avoid falling off yet again. Hopefully I can do this. Wow, I kind of managed to outlast that one. Okay. As you can basically tell, our sword is doing the brunt of the work here. It's shooting out beams constantly, no matter what our health is. And now we're dealing with projectiles that shoot projectiles at us. Yeah, that makes sense. That's another one that he can do. So basically, we're just going to sit there and whittle him down as much as possible, get some damage going. And then, I fell. This is fine. Those tentacles are going to do a little bit of damage, but honestly not that much because I'm playing on a normal difficulty. I don't have to worry about that too much. But yeah, these tentacles will do shockwaves. You'll see shockwaves fling at you. So many different attacks you have to be on the lookout for. If you're on Nightmare, I salute you for beating this. There's so much stuff going on. Yeah, Holy Rays shooting out from the trident that he's holding. So much stuff, so much stuff. If you manage to actually take him out, his HP at this point, if you're doing so much damage that you take him out, to right around there, like his HP is nearly gone, right? His final form where he's kind of glowing purple and the rocks start rotating in different ways, I fell again. He gets his HP a little bit back. I was actually kind of surprised I stayed up there for the most part. The rocks are now upside down. So now he's basically shooting out a bunch of purple glowy beams at us and we're dealing with a giant shield. His arms can also shoot lightning. There's so many different things this boss can do. It's ridiculous. We need to watch out for the tentacles on the ground. We need to watch out for the projectiles shooting projectiles. We just need to whittle this down to a point where we can go in and start attacking him directly. There we go. Now we can go in and just do a bunch of damage. If we're not able to do enough damage at this point, he will block it back up and we'll have to do the damage once again. A little bit of a hassle to deal with. And by a little bit of a hassle, I do not want to be doing this on Nightmare anytime soon. Okay, we have some shockwaves on the ground. He is open once more. He's just about done. I just need to get in there and do a couple more good hits, and he should be done for. Is he going to block once more, or do I have him done? That's it. No, how can this be? I may not be the son you always wanted me to be. But did you ever even try seeing me for who I am? Did you ever consider my feelings for even one single moment? Or Hugo's for that matter? What are you talking about? Your greatest failing is your disdain for humanity. We may be ignorant and powerless beings, and when left unchecked will cause nothing but trouble. But no one has the right to decide our futures for us. One by one, we must shape our own. That's what makes life worth living. The future I choose is the one where I stop you in your tracks, right here and right now. Wait. Father, thank you for everything. I pray that one day on some distant plane, we may yet meet again as father and son, and we can put all this unpleasantness behind us. Damn you! You've done it. But this form is immortal. As long as the Black Pearl exists, I will be reborn. Prove to me, Toll, that you made the right choice. Toll. Pathetic, aren't I? Can't believe how exhausted I am. On the contrary, your condition belies the magnitude of what you just accomplished. Besides, it makes it a little easier for me to do this. Do what? Your harmonica. No, you can't. Are you ready, Fina? Yes. No. Stop! If you use the power of your wings, you'll both be... Ritual has progressed farther than we anticipated. If we don't stop it now, Solomon Shrine will come crashing back to the ground. Sorry, Toll. You're just a little more powerful. I'd be able to do this without Ria's help. Fina, don't talk like that. I can never let you do this alone. Someday, the demonic essence, or the demon who now holds it, to be more precise, may awaken once more. As such, turning the Black Pearl to Solomon's Shrine would be far too dangerous. I know this may be difficult for you, but it, and we as well, must be entombed deep within the earth, far from human hands. But before we do this, I'd like to leave a message with you, Toll. A message for everyone in East. Tell them, thank you. Thank you for everything. And may their lives be blessed forevermore. Please, wait! Damn it, why did my body have to give out on me now? Toll. I'm so sorry, but thank you. When you said you wanted your future to be with me, I was so happy. Happier than I could ever put into words. Happiest I've ever been in all my life as a goddess. Because of you, I believe I'll have nothing but wonderful dreams during my long slumber. Stop! No! My demonic element is gone. Lady Rhea! Lady Fina! Brother? Lady Rhea! Lady Fina? How did this happen? What the hell happened here, Toll? And what happened to your hair? Toll, please tell me! Lady Rhea, Lady Fina, what happened to them? The goddesses had gone to sleep for a long time. It was the only way they could keep the demonic essence sealed away from the Black Pearl. What? Are you serious? I'm afraid so. But Fina left a message for everyone beforehand. Thank you for everything. May your lives be blessed forevermore, she said. No. No, please. It's alright. We just had faith that someday I know we'll see them again. You know better than anyone how lonely they always were. Let's make sure they stay in our hearts every day, every moment. I know you're right, but they were like sisters to me. I just don't want to let them go. Utica. Stubborn to the end, those goddesses. They waited until I couldn't move to do what they planned from the beginning, countering my objections, apologies, and platitudes. And despite all that, they looked so peaceful, content in the knowledge that East is secure and the heavens are all safe from danger. But the price was just a bit too high, if you ask me. Farewell, goddesses. One day, I swear I'll destroy that damn essence once and for all, and free you from this destiny. When that day comes, I hope you will let me hear you play this harmonica once again. And so the crisis that had brought the land of East to the brink of annihilation was finally resolved, albeit impermanently. Toll and the others enshrined the goddesses in the Black Pearl deep underground, just as promised. Afterward, they began preparing to use their remaining magical energy for a return trip to Solomon's Shrine in the heavens. Are you really going back, Toll? I thought you wanted to stay on the surface to watch over the goddesses. No, that's not my place. Someone has to inherit Father's position. Though, to be honest, I really think that someone should be you. No thanks. You can do it without being ridiculed behind my back as the son of a traitor. Besides, you were his original choice for successor anyway. Surface is where I'm most needed. So much work to be done down here, and very much like to be a part of it. Sounds like you're confident in your decision then. So, has the opponent gone back to our homeland? Yes, she has. When the essence was sealed away, Zava and Kishkul both perished. Opponent said she was returning home for a time to report on what happened here. Oh, I see. So it's only for a time, is it? Well, that's just the impression I got. It's not like she's definitely coming back, but I mean, she probably will, I think. Hugo, you're such a two-timer. What did I do? Life as a ladies' man sure is rough. Well, you know what they say. You reap what you sow. Just try and not make too big a scene, okay? Time for epic life and death struggles is behind us. I'm pretty sure Miuska would mop the floor with you anyway. Come on, you two, cut it out. Oh, hey, Toll, when you get back, were you planning on running up an official record of all the stuff that happened down here? Of course. Hopefully it will serve as both a warning and an instruction should the day come when the demonic essence revives once again. I'll consult with the other priests to include as much background detail as possible. Maybe centuries or millennia until this information is needed after all. Ideally, it will be bound into books for the ages. Sounds like you thought this out pretty thoroughly. If you would, please give my regards to Grandpa. Tell him I'm sorry I won't be able to see him in person. I always be thinking about him. Don't worry, I'll make sure he gets the message. And I'll also fill him in on what happened to Commander Tova. But in return, I ask that you please watch over the goddesses for me, alright? You bet! Keep a close eye on them even when I'm old and gray. You won't even make it that far if you don't start thinking about the present. I'll be ready for some hard times down here. Guess it's good I'm staying, or you'd be dead by nightfall. Hey, that's just mean. I'm gonna miss watching you stooges beat up on one another. Don't know how I'll make it up there without you. It just won't be the same anymore. Ramona, Cecilia. There'll be many hardships ahead for all of you, but I have faith in your abilities. May you live a good, strong life, never forgetting your pride as Holy Knights of Ys. Yes, sir. I'll always be in your debt. Riko, Yushka. I'll be the one who tells your families that you've chosen to stay behind. I'll break the news to them gently. Don't worry. It's gonna be tough trying to rebuild down here, but hang in there. I know you can do it. Idina. We'll do our best, and you do the same. Rhoda, if you would, please keep an eye on these wide-eyed youths. Make sure they don't get themselves into trouble. And give my regards to your little brother. Yeah, leave it to me. I presume you will ensure that it gets handed over to the right person? What's this now? Let's just call it a safety net. For some distant future generation. I'm afraid the time has come. Parting like this is difficult indeed, but we must begin the transfer spell before it's too late. You're right, of course. Please go ahead. Thank you. Dino, Aeolia, are you ready? Yes, Father. We're ready. And that was the Ys Origin, the true story behind things. Sorry it took me a very, very long time to get to the finale of this. There's been a multitude of different reasons why it took me forever. It had nothing to do with the game itself, aside from the fact that I was playing through the story a third time, so I kind of got burnt out. That and some other LPs having me repeat, pretty much doing exactly the same thing. I got really burnt out. Really burnt out. That's to the fault of either one of those games. They're amazing. But still, Ys Origin is a really, really good game. It's one of the best in the series, honestly. Maybe not so much for the story, especially since you got to play it 3 separate times. It's a little iffy that way. But the combat is really good. All the moves that you can do, every character is just amazing to play as. And since everyone has like differences between how they play, it just works. Like Unica getting up close and just doing specific like magic, being up close all the time, Hugo being far away, and Toll being a mix between the two. The fact that his is the true story, it kind of works having that stuff on the sides, knowing more about the characters on each of the other campaigns. But I rather would have wished that they just stuck to the one story and just made it a little bit more cohesive in a sense, because the other stories are effectively non-canon in a sense, and it's weird because you have people, you know, die in them, whereas in Toll's story, they don't. So it's like, what? It's confusing. But his story is the best one by far. I mean, considering it's the true story, I would hope it would be. If it wasn't, that'd be bad. But that's not all there is to Ys Origin. There's actually time attack mode that you unlock with each character as you play through. And in doing so, you can actually sit there and do a bunch of time attack challenges against the bosses, arena, against a bunch of the enemies from each area. There's a lot of stuff, including a bonus shop that you can get, which you get SP as you play through. Then the bonus shop stuff, you can actually sit there and purchase at all from Oven Felgana and play him through time attack mode and the arena mode specifically. You can sit there and just fight with him. Doing that, you can then unlock Once you unlock Adol, you unlock Unica EX, the extra version of her, Hugo extra version of him, and Toll extra version, and they all have differences in how they play. Difference there is you can play them in story mode. Like there's extra goodies here and there. Plus an extra Adol we can unlock from a game we have not played yet. Not in story mode with him, but we'll get to that game eventually. It is nice to be able to play as them, but then you have an extra boss that you get for doing Nightmare Mode on every character, including their EX version. That is a lot of stuff to deal with. A lot of stuff to deal with, and I'm not doing it. It would be nice, but that's a lot of times to play this game, just for bragging rights. And once you unlock all that, you have the ability to buy a different last bragging rights version of the character that puts Unicorn and Skullgirl off it. That's it. That's it. But that is everything to the story of this game. I'm glad it's over. This game's story is really good, especially Toll's Path. It is. And I love that it actually does explain the Books of East and how everything was set up. And as you saw in the other endings, at the bottom next to the Rhoda trees, you saw the Silver Sword. And that explains how it got there as well, and how the Books of Ease were descended from the heavens, detailing the events and how to stop this from happening, and maybe fix everything for good. And that is essentially what happens in Ys 1 and 2. Spoilers for those games, obviously, but I'm pretty sure you might have played those by now if you're playing Origin. Or if not, oops, sorry, but yeah, that's it. I'll see you all in the next game.